grandfather's in the hospital, so if I get a 315 number, I do have to excuse me.
I'm sorry to do that every, not, what's going on, anything?
He has severe infection in his mastoiditis on the left side.
Oh.
And it's spread to the back of his skull, so he has like skull, like the bone infection there.
Oh,
So he has like this thing in his arm,
right,
because he has to have 6 weeks of antibiotics. So they're working on discharging him soon. He's
Okay.
been there. This Friday would make it 2 weeks. He's in Syracuse, so they moved him to a better hospital, thank God.
good. Everybody get the information that we had sent around with the preliminaries. We do have a few trees to get through, and then I want to just have a little bit of time for Amanda to go over the GW thing. I'm sorry I missed it. I heard it was very nice. It was very
You
good.
saw the folder I shared with you with the photos?
Yeah, yes, yeah, they looked really good. I had a great day for it, so good, right. Okay, so I'm going to kick off this meeting of the City of Kingston Tree Commission. Today is May 14th, it's Tuesday. It's just shy of 5 o'clock. We do have a quorum, so we're going to get started. My name is Suzanne Cahill, I'm the planning director for the City of Kingston. Also Kyla Dide, the assistant planner, is with us. And I'm going to ask the tree commission members to introduce yourselves.
So plan today, tree commission.
Vince Archer, member of the tree commission.
Amanda O'Neill, member of the tree commission.
Okay, so we're going to start with some of the tree reviews. 28 Green Street is the first one up. We've had actually 2 applications from this property owner. One is to prune and one is to remove. So we'll start with the pruning one. And Kyla's got it up on the screen. It's a honey locust. They want to just prune it lightly to pull it away, primarily get it away from the house, which is a 1730s stone house. So it's overhanging the chimney and the roof and some of their utility connections. So they're really just looking for authorization to prune this. They do have Limber Tree Services is the arborist that is lined up to do the work for them. So it's pretty straightforward, I think.
Is it like some dead branches or so?
Yes.
What about the one that's overhanging the street? Are they gonna prune that back too?
They didn't indicate that side. They said the rest of the tree appears to be healthy. They're really looking at the side that's interfering with the house. We can, I think, maybe in our decision though, say that as he is pruning this to make sure that the tree is balanced, stays balanced, so that the structure is not impacted when you take weight off of the one side, to retain the health, okay?
It looks like that one branch might need to be pruned back. You're gonna-
Right. I'm sure if there's a few other dead limbs in there, he'll clean, Eric is generally pretty thorough. So I would need a motion. Okay, so Vince has made a motion to approve.
For pruning. Following all the standard conditions.
Okay,
Balancing.
and with the balancing, I'll add that. Is there a second? Okay, Amanda, second. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. So we'll move on to the second tree for 28 Green. This is a removal. And This is also a honey locust tree. Let's wait for Kyla to pull up the second tree.
My screen share.
This is on the other side. It's a separate,
Yeah, it says your screen share is paused.
oh,
Oh, wait, there we go. Share. Okay.
this tree, they've had some issues with, this tree in a storm. They had some very large limbs come down. Obviously, luckily, did no real damage. Obviously pulled a couple of things off the house, but no, really significant structural damage, thank God, nobody was hurt. And so this is the tree that they are looking to remove in its entirety. This one's on the Green Street side.
Looks like it's at its end.
Yeah,
Yeah. Doesn't look
so
bad.
it's pretty much, there's not much left to it, quite honestly.
Yeah, I know.
So, the larger limb fell and, what's left is pretty,
Do they?
not in very good shape.
Any area to be able to replant?
I would certainly recommend, it's a good sized tree one. You can kind of see it in that photo there.
Oh, yeah.
So, barring any, underground utilities, there are some overhead wires, but they look like more the utility connections to the individual properties themselves. I think, we would use our standard conditions, and that is to also, replant somewhere in close proximity to replace the tree.
Size that will fit with the utilities.
Right, yeah. Any questions on this one? Okay, so I would need a motion,
Make a motion
okay?
to remove with standard conditions and hopes to replant farming utilities
Okay,
with something that's appropriate size for the utility winners.
okay, so there's a motion on the floor. Can I have a second? Second by Green. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay. Our next one is 70 Clinton Avenue, and this is an application to plant a tree. These people are located on the block between Franklin and Henry. They see all the new trees going in, and so they're very much interested. Hi,
This comes from what?
Tree Commission?
Yes.
Yes.
Great, thank you.
Which are you?
Horace Office, 28 Green.
28 Green. Okay, we just approved everything. You're all set.
Fantastic, sorry for being late.
It's okay. You're all good to
Did you have
go.
anything you wanted to add or any questions for us?
No, I don't think so, that was very straightforward.
So yes, so you'll be getting, I'm Sue Cahill, by the way, so you'll be getting an email from me. Basically, the pruning was approved without question. The one note that we made was that when Limber is doing the pruning, that the tree canopy stay balanced. So if you remove a large portion over here so that it's structurally balanced, you might need to pull out some limbs on the other side just to.
So it looks like there's one big branch that was over the street that might,
So we'll take a little bit off the right.
whatever, I mean, it's an arborist, they'll know.
Okay, great.
Okay, and with the removal itself, we have some standard conditions that require obviously a DPW permit, protecting sidewalks and vehicle traffic. And then there is a replanting condition, so we'll work with you, we'll send you a list of street trees that would be acceptable. And, we'll work with you maybe to replant in close proximity.
Would it be possible to replant with 2 trees instead of just 1? Or-
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then whatever your recommendations are.
We just have to see about utilities to make sure that,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fantastic, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Chip. One more 2 days. Thank you.
Okay, so this is an individual that has made an application, and they are interested, they want to plant a tree in front of their house. Basically, I have no question, I mean, obviously, they're gonna, with the utilities, it would have to be,
Small.
you know, an under utility tree, we'd look at, you know, have to go underground too, to see what's underneath. You know, we'll look at and see, you know, if there's any other lines, utilities, whatever, in close proximity, but, yeah, I'm inclined to, we'll give him the list of small trees.
Yeah.
But I think that's what they're more interested in anyway,
That looks like a great size,
yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna be gorgeous.
way better than Pine Street.
So,
Yeah.
so I do, just need a motion to allow it. Okay, Amanda, motion,
To make sure that it's also one that's
Yeah.
appropriate in size. Lines.
Yep.
Check the utilities.
there's a motion, is there a second? I'll give that one to Vince. Okay, any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Right.
Great, okay, so that one's taken care of. 17 Belmont is next. This is a small street off of West O'Reilly. And it is a very tall pine. I actually went over and looked at this one. It does not appear to be in the public right of way, but when we looked at maps, it is actually in the middle of the public right of way. And the street itself is a very narrow, it's more like, it looks more like a driveway one, that's how wide it is. And it's to one side of the right of way. So the other side is where this tree is, and it's really, it is dying. As you get close up, you can really see, some of the damage, with the bark. There are a couple shots.
You could see it in the picture.
Yeah.
Because I had the same type of
It's-
pine, I
it's
had to remove on my
distressed,
property,
yeah.
I had the same
Yeah.
problem.
His main concern is that it's going to topple over and, yeah, cause a big problem, so he wants to remove it, so I didn't think that there would be an issue, but I wanted to bring it to the commission. I would suggest again, the standard conditions, and typically pines, I've explained to him, pines are not a standard street tree. So, I explained that we would be requiring a replanting, and we would send him a list of suitable trees, all right?
Yeah.
So I will need a motion from somebody on this one. All right, Vince,
To.
with all the standard
Take it down.
conditions.
Yep, standard conditions. I think that's the spruce, the blue spruce.
Okay, there's a motion, I need a second from Amanda. Any discussion? Okay, and all in favor? Okay, that takes care of that one. The next one is 622 Delaware. Actually, that one I've already taken care of, so we are gonna skip over that one, and instead, I'm gonna replace it with 375 Albany Avenue. Kyla, that should be in there. This just came to me today. DPW referred it at around 3:30, so I didn't send it out.
Was the other one where he just broke up the sidewalk and,
This one, they just had a huge branch come down.
no, not the one you're talking about, the one on Delaware?
Yeah.
That's the one
That's
that's.
the one where you put the pots in the sidewalk?
Yes, yeah, so, there had been a tree in that hole before on Delaware.
That was a crazy picture.
Yeah, so I've talked to her, she's gonna work to broaden the tree pit, and she wanted, it was a cherry, she put another cherry back in, she did not know she had to come to us for permission. So very nice woman, I said, can we just work to, well, so I'm gonna work with her to expand her, her tree pit area. And, you know, she's gonna take care of it, just let her go. It's a street tree, I'm gonna be happy. So this just happened today, and the DPW was there, obviously, to investigate, and they are recommending the removal of this tree on Albany Avenue. This is a tree that had come, I looked it actually up, had come before the commission back in 2017. And at the time, Keith Hughes was the arborist that they were dealing with, and they had originally thought about removing it, but then we talked with them and they had pruned it. So they did some pruning on it. Obviously, it was under a little bit of stress back then. It's been about, 7, 8 years now. And it's lasted, that many more years, and now it's time to go. It's the recommendation that it should come down, the balance of it. So before it does any damage or hurts anybody. So I said I would bring it to the commission today.
Good, nobody got hurt with this, it's nature.
Yeah, it's a pretty big branch too. And it was windy out today, but I didn't think it was really that windy. But, so when it's not, when we don't have really strong winds and something like this, happens, kind of sends the message that the balance of the tree is probably not stable. So I would need a motion here, from somebody.
Motion, including standard conditions.
Okay. And a second, Corinne? Any further discussion on this one? Okay, all in favor? Okay. All right, so Amanda, you're up, Arbor Day. Just give us a quick update.
It was a beautiful event. They had a really nice big box enclosure. Now it's just enclosed closer to the tree itself. It looks like it's thriving. I was looking at it yesterday. And everybody seemed happy. The Memorial Tree Fund, all the members that had come out were very happy with this ceremony. And then it was really great because it was a full building and nobody had ever experienced like such a big event where that included the whole school. They all sang a song. It was great.
Good, yes. I know, Kyla said that it was nice and
It's an
my
art
staff said it was great. And the mayor talked to him, he was really happy with it. I thought it turned out to be a nice little event and yeah.
Lisa Graziano took the lead, the music teacher over there, and it was great. It was a
Yeah.
great day. Had
GW
some poems,
always
some sign
does a-
language,
A really good thing.
art projects, did some driftwood and some other like plant matter. They did a recycling project. They did like the peace singers, and then they did a little classroom singing with sign language, and then they did the whole school had a song.
Good, great. I think that's great. So now we gotta start thinking about next year, how to top it.
Well, I think we were gonna do the high school.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So speaking of the high school, we've been working with John, we're gonna get him 2 trees of his, for his work over there, in his, outdoor area for the students, so he'll have 2 trees. So, yeah, he's really excited about that project, said you've been a big help to him over there and, giving him advice. And that, so I don't know, are you gonna continue to work with them or you?
Yeah, I mean, we're hoping to kind of create maybe like a project where we can actually engage the youth to kind of design the space, because it's like we're starting with like a blank kind of like, which is very rare, but at the same time, it's great because you can really create something beautiful. And having like, we are trying to figure out like if there's some funds or some grants we can get to get the students kind of working and designing the space, and I've been working with them to kind of, create a space where also like the staff can eat outside, like it needs
Good.
some kind of like, it's in the idea, like when I saw it, I was like, oh, like the idea of like how can this work nicely in the tomorrow economy, and not like this kind of like very exposed and arch kind of.
Oh, nice.
So,
Okay.
So we, and also like there's some irrigation and drainage issue that we saw.
Okay,
And now we can be remediating, creating some wine gardens to get the water, it's trying to destroy the road, so it's like
Okay.
all these things, so it would be great to have the students involved into this, being able to see it, to see how they can, like. work
Yeah.
with them to create a.
Okay.
So that
and the
is-
park down the street is coming along very nicely. So your design is starting to come to life there.
Magic.
So yeah, it's nice to see that coming together. So that'll be nice. Okay, so, just a couple other quick things. Our tree program, with our budget, with the $15,000, for plantings this year. We've, targeted, the beach, the dog park. We are going to be replacing a tree that got hit on the Empire State Trail on Greenkill Avenue. We're replacing one tree, on Franklin Street, because that contract, the contract is, no longer in place, so it's the city's responsibility. There's one really dead one, but the other ones,
The
they
one that is
believe that
dead.
they, with the
Yeah.
fungus growing on it. There's others that they think that they can just try and prune them to try and save them and nurture them.
Now, were
So,
they gonna fix the support?
yes,
on
yeah,
one?
the list went to DPW, who was out there looking at everything today. So he's gonna look at all of them.
And I did walk back through, I did not get to do all of it, but a lot of the ones that were like on my list are in full bloom now, so.
Yeah, I've
I think
kind of
it's
gone
just the
through
time,
there
yeah.
and been trying to
It's
look
really
at
just those
them.
two.
Right, and they're gonna, they don't wanna bother it too much because it's very healthy, so they're gonna try and work with some soil, putting some soil around the base of it and.
And then that one that has broken support that's angled, I still think that that one was too high
Okay,
for the location that it was in. So if they're gonna have to dig it up, they might wanna plant that somewhere else and plant a smaller
Okay.
variety, because there's wires right there, and it was already looking like it was getting too tall,
touching
yeah.
the wire, okay.
But it's completely angled like this.
All right.
So something has to be done with it. It
All
can't
right.
grow like that.
So DPW is working on that. We had, a couple, let's see, where else? There's 3 or 4 that are going into, places like houses, people's houses that have asked for trees. And then, we've got a couple on Pine Grove that, are the Little Leaf Lindens that we're gonna be replacing. One died and one was hit in an accident, and obviously, so it's gone. So, we're gonna do those. I think that's it, right?
So.
Yeah, so we're gonna hopefully have that money expended shortly. The balance of our $20,000 appropriation, $5,000 is being held in that fund to assist people with removal costs, help offset their removal costs. And so what we don't spend maybe towards close to fall, we'll look at, and if there's money left in that pot, we maybe plant a couple more trees just to use it up before we lose it at the end of the calendar year. The tree grant that we applied for, we were not successful. So we're going to go back, and meet with them and figure out, where we can improve our application for the next round. And we fully intend to reapply again. But our urban forester grant, obviously, we had that. We do have applications right now, that we are vetting through, and hopefully within another month or 2, we're going to have an urban forester on the city's, staff. So, if that will be extremely helpful, and that person will also, one of the things they will be doing is really seeking grant funds and really working aggressively to, promote the program. And they'll be obviously here with you guys every month too, so. And that is pretty much all that I have. Yeah.
There's 2 trees on Clinton Avenue that were taken down. Is that something, I thought we were trying to save that tree for that coffee shop. The one across the street is gone. They cut it right down to the.
Right, but, you're talking about up closer to Uptown where they're doing the street.
Must be-
Maine. Is it on the corner of Maine and Clinton?
No, it's before May. think it's John Street,
Right, the coffee shop,
coffee shop.
that was the one, if you recall, that one was the one that was extremely infested,
Which one? The one across the street or the one on?
the one by
By
the
the
coffee
coffee
shop. Yeah, that one came through us, we actually had the photos of the insects. And that one, the owner was supposed to have taken it down, but the city beat them to it because the city took it down as part of the Clayton Avenue reconstruction project.
Was taken down as well.
Yeah, they took down a few in that
Okay.
block they did come through this commission. We were able to convince them to save there was one closer to the top of Westbrook
Mhm.
that they wanted to take down, that we disagreed, and that stayed. And then there's one at the corner of Pearl and Clinton that's down after the intersection, that they were gonna take that one down as well, and they're no longer gonna take that down. They rerouted the crosswalk so that one will stay.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What about the one on Gage Street? What happened with that one?
I haven't found anything yet. I have to,
I have the pictures of what it looked like.
okay, do you wanna email them to me?
Before the tree was taken down.
Okay,
And I also I saved the tag on the tree. It's a purple royal locust.
you still have the tags? You,
That one.
all right. This is a tree where Vince used to live over there, and,
No, I never.
you owned the house. Yeah, and, so, I think that was just before you came on the commission, you,
So we
came
did-
in and we worked to try and get a few on that street, right?
Once we showed interest in trees, we passed.
Yeah.
Planted like 7 trees in that street.
Yeah. So this tree was taken down by the new owner, so Vince wants us to go after it.
And it was in good shape?
Yeah, I don't know why, I mean, I don't know why people cut down healthy trees, but people don't like to rake leaves, I don't know.
They don't like branches.
Yeah. So, that's really, we're glad you guys made it, we're done.
Oh, I did tell you I was coming late, didn't I?
And then Evan emailed me, I knew he was stuck in meetings all day, so I figured.
Are we going to do any areas with, applications for, tree planting?
We would if we got the grant, but we don't have the money right now. So that was gonna be $500,000, and that was for, quite a few trees and as well as pruning work. So without that grant right now, I mean, we're getting applications and we have obviously more than we can provide at this point. So, like I said, our goal is to look for other grants, but then reapply for that grant when the next round comes about.
So did you have enough people to vote for all the tree reviews and everything?
Yes.
Sue, can I ask a question? Two questions.
This one.
Yeah, one of the, my question is, have you found any difference when, because the
I'm not sure
council
when they cut it down.
changed the fee for
It's passed.
cut down
But
the
this
tree without
Yes.
permission?
Was
Is
last
that
year.
holding anyone back or?
No, we haven't really found, no difference, I think.
It was-
Having a couple of news articles out there that, it educated some of the publics. A lot of the tree companies do know, and in fact, that's the one on Belmont Street, the guy called a tree company, and the guy said, I don't know if this is a street tree or not, you have to call the city, so they are out there, the companies know now that there's this fine, so maybe the companies are telling people to call us, because we seem to be getting a lot more inquiries about, whether or not I can take my tree down or not. So it might have a little bit of something to do with it, yeah.
So I go to the Environmental Management Council, and Parker County is, the Department of the Environment, is giving trees away, and it seems like you're eligible. And so I didn't know if you knew about this, but they're giving away fairly large ones up to 5. So the applications, the last application is the 17th. So do they ever contact the tree?
Is that for stream erosion control, stream management? 'Cause sometimes theirs are not just regular street trees,
No.
they're involved with other.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, I
It's
can-
not riparian buffers. It says municipal committee, so
Yeah,
spring or fall planting days, so you still have a few days.
can I keep it?
Yeah,
All right, I can look at it.
I don't
We
know.
talked about what Steve's doing.
All right.
Looking forward to next year, we were able to.
The their question is, what's with the mulch volcanoes? Because I see them on Pine Grove, and I thought, are those good or bad?
The mulch volcanoes,
Yeah.
they're bad. They're not, it's not, yeah, and a lot of people have that. I mean, I see people all the time with the mulch volcano.
You're
And,
supposed to do a donut.
yeah, it's supposed to be
But what
cold.
is that, what is that, Pine Grove, or is it more of a volcano or a donut? Because all the.
I
trees on
haven't,
Pine
I have
Grove
not
are-
seen okay, so they must have, that recently, did they recently just do that? Yeah, most.
Yeah, I mean, it must be recent. I go to the
Yeah,
lies.
most people.
Yeah, I noticed that Pine Grove, yeah, and I'm like, what are they doing?
Okay,
They're like this tall.
okay, so people don't realize that is.
All the way down the street.
Who does that?
It must be Herzog's is, I don't know, we'll have to
So I
see.
thought,
Or the Y, I mean, the Y was
Who's
doing.
the architect who's painted?
Scott
Scott Dutton, well, he paid for a lot of the trees
Yeah.
and that,
But I
but
don't
there was a
know.
program with the Y where the kids in the Y were gonna be, helping to maintain them, water them and take care of them. So the kids from the Y may be doing the mulching over there. We'll have to take a,
We just need
just
to
go
go.
and pull it away. I know. I told my neighbor the other day, I said, what are you doing? He's like, mulching. I go, no, pull it away. Yeah,
I'm
so,
glad I pointed it out.
yeah, it's, I don't know why people think that that's the way it should be done. It's, yeah. Yeah. Okay, I know you have to leave.
Did George,
Kyla's gotta
did
go.
George give you the flyers for the pruning class in Seven?
For the pruning class?
Yeah, he said pruning class.
No, I haven't seen it, but I do, I had a couple things that I have pulled offline recently by Green. And, they're just like simple one page, like just
So he's.
easy kind of, for how, okay. He did one, we did one a few years ago, where we were at the Hodge Center. And, we had a small group of people and they did a little classroom kind of thing. And then we went out to Broadway and actually pruned one of the small trees on Broadway. I mean, we could do something like that again.
He's got something coming up. Well, I went to get invited to Arbor Day at Sobeys High School because of
Okay,
the what's her name? What do you call it? She's the planner of this Sobeys School District. But we went there for another reason because there's another lady there that invited us to come. And they actually tapped trees on the
the
campus.
syrup.
And they had syrup, and the guy made pancakes, so we had pancakes and syrup from the trees that they had planted on the high school property.
nice.
And they had a Tai Chi exercise, and they did some poems. It was nice, a nice event. Right across from,
Yeah,
it was right on the road, I don't know the name of that road. But anyway, it's right across from that park. It's,
Canton Fields.
Canton.
You talking about
Canton.
Saugerties?
Sorry, yeah.
Canton.
Or is it where they have the chrysanthemum festival?
I don't know that.
Isn't that Seagram's Park?
Siemens
Oh,
Park.
no.
Seagram's Park.
That's a
It was at
different
the
one.
high
It's
school.
called, I think it's
It's
9.
Washington Avenue, I
Washington
think.
Avenue Extension.
Yeah, schools on Washington Avenue.
Yeah.
But, where you're talking about, where Seagram's, or Siemens Park.
That's
Right.
around the
If
back.
you take a right, I think that's 9W, going towards Oak.
That's cool. How much did they get?
Hmm?
How much syrup did they get?
You know, we had little bottles, and that high, you had about.
It takes a
eight-
lot of sap.
had
It
eight
takes
of
40
them.
to 60 gallons.
Yeah, I know.
Over.
Yeah, but these are less than 16 ounces, but they're about 8 bottles, about that size.
Yeah.
They made 10-ounce ones,
Yeah,
10 or 12.
could be,
12.
yeah. But
Six,
it was good.
that was a gallon.
Well, Washington is GW, that's why they want sugar maple
Mhm.
for their Arbor Day, because they just replanted, they had taken a few large trees down along the side of their property, so the PTO planted 3 large maples,
Mhm.
and they wanted another one, but that's why they wanted it, they wanted to kind of create a grove, mini tree, maple grove.
Yeah.
And that's what they want to do, ultimately, that's, it'll be a few years from now, but
Yeah.
that's the intent, is to ultimately be able to use it as part of a curriculum
Mhm. They had,
exercise.
talked to one of the kids. It was a senior, and the teacher told him to explain how they tap the trees and
Yeah,
what the process is. And so he did a pretty good job.
yeah. Good.
I just wanted to mention, I was sorry I missed the presentation by Kareem. I was telling the Memorial Tree Fund about this project. They really like the idea, and they would like that, so we are meeting with him. Turns out one of our members was his teacher.
Oh,
Back
okay,
in the
great.
day. But
Okay,
anyway, we're gonna go and meet him this Thursday, find out about his project and see whether the Memorial Tree Fund could donate something, but I hear the city's giving him 2 trees,
yeah,
so.
we're giving him 2, right, we've committed to that, so.
So I don't know what he'll need, but it was,
Yeah.
we wanted to find
He's-
out more about his
Yeah,
project.
he's really, he's a great, I didn't know him, I've never met him, I talked to him on the phone a few times and emailed back
Well,
and
he
forth.
came to one.
He did come to, that's when I met him, actually, but, I talked to him a lot now, and he is really enthusiastic, he's got the kids all, like, really, working to develop this thing, and Corinne, like, really jumped in, that's right up her alley. She loves working with kids, loves working with students, and the design thing, she's really getting involved with, so.
Great.
Yeah, so it's a really nice project. I think it'll really be a nice thing over there at the high school, enhance it.
Well, I
Take
can't
a
wait
dead
to
space and make it
talk to him and see
Yeah.
whether the Memorial Tree Fund can
good,
add something to it.
great.
And I think like next year, we also mention like, the next year, like.
Yeah.
We'll continue to allocate the tree.
Right. How are the trees at Academy Green?
Oh, the cherry trees looked great this spring.
I got a couple pictures from Andy.
Annie talked to the mayor about taking down the other pears and putting in 4 more cherries so that they'll be the same height. He really doesn't want to do it. But if 1 or 2 of them get damaged again, then he might consider it. Because I guess so many people get upset about, why did you take this tree down? But
Yeah,
some of the others were badly damaged, so.
yeah,
And I've had several people comment to me about, why did they take the trees down at the stadium?
yeah.
I said, well, they are putting new things in, and they're building a new stadium. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
did
it's-
they have to take those trees down? I don't know.
Well, I think too.
I heard some of them were diseased.
Well, that's what I was just gonna say, the big ones up
Which I told-
along the top, they were, when we had, who was it, Arbor Pro came through, we did, Lee Winnie actually was doing the work, and he was thinning some, removing the dead diseased trees, and we had that grant, and, the ones we were taking, he was up in Forsyth Park and took a few down, and he was pretty much telling us that those trees, were in a couple of years,
I told them
probably.
that. I said they were
going
diseased, and they
to
said
be
that
need to
the others were gonna get infected,
Yeah.
or were infected, and They were
So
kind of,
there will be new trees going back in, yeah, I mean, there's gonna be a lot more, and that's, it's hard, when we're doing these street projects, and, you're doing everything from soup to nuts, down an entire street, reconstructing it. It's hard to see these trees coming down, some of them you can say goodbye to very easily, because they're either dead already, or they're been butchered so badly
yeah,
by Central Hudson. But you have to, it's the only way that the project can get done, and, they are trying to, we've started telling them that they need to do a 2 for, a double, they have to double the number of trees. So if you take down 4, you gotta put in 8. So we're trying to encourage that, so they're doubling the number at
and
least.
I've tried to explain that, sometimes the road needs to be fixed and the tree needs to be taken down, or
Right,
sometimes, it has to do with, ADA requirements at a corner where you need more space and you have to
Right.
take a tree down in order to, fit into that, and, what more can I say?
yeah,
I agree, sometimes trees get taken down and sometimes we don't, and I said the tree commission doesn't necessarily tell the project people, I said we've tried, and in some cases we have saved 1 or 2 here and
Yeah.
there. But in some cases, we just,
you can't,
I told them about, Corinne helping over at, what is it, the corner of Clinton and St. James, is it Clinton and St. James where the
yes, yeah,
the old Girl Scout office, which is
Right,
now.
it's-
Yes, and
it's
where
right across the street from you.
I told them that they had 2 trees, they took 1 down and they kept 1 and they redid the sidewalk, and so I'm trying to tell people.
Yeah, point to some of the good examples, yeah, there are some good things, positive things that have happened, and, it's nice to see. I thought they, with that tree, they were pretty set on taking the second one down, so I was really glad to see that they had the willingness to try to save it and see, and then it looks like it's not affecting the health of the tree at all. Seems to be coming back, because they did cut a few roots away, when they reset the sidewalk there. The other tree had gotten hit a while ago. I thought that it was healing, it had healed okay, but I guess it was not healing as well as I thought, but, so that one came down.
Well, we planted 2 trees at our new place, an eastern red, bud
Okay,
in the front, and a river birch in the back.
nice.
Along with a London plane, which is out front on the corner.
Okay, good,
So, and there's a couple more going in, but we can't put them in yet, so it's
nice.
not ready for them. And boy, if you get a big tree, oh my gosh, $900. We were looking at dogwoods and we were looking at a white one, and they didn't have any small ones, they had, pretty good
Yeah.
size. It's $950.
Well,
And you can't lift them, so we got small ones that we can manage
Yeah,
in a truck.
we try, and
that's
like
the other
with the street
downside.
trees.
You're gonna wait forever for it to.
Yeah, with the street trees that we're planting, we're trying to do some, that are at least a couple inches caliber, so. Because, we found that when we were if you put in something that's only like an inch, they get abused, they don't, even, I go down, I'll drive down the street and I'll see bikes, like, tied up to trees, and I'm like, oh, there's a bike rack sitting right there.
Did you try Manzus? Got any tree farm?
I called them and they never called me back,
Really?
because I didn't want to drive down if they didn't have what I wanted, or if the price, so we ended up getting 2 from Augustine's, because last year we got one, if you plant in the fall, we got one for half price,
Right,
a good sized tree.
yeah, they wanna get rid of their inventory.
This year, the trees we got are a little smaller, but then again, we were able to plant them ourselves. Last year, we had a big machine on the property, and they helped us put it in,
Yeah,
so we didn't have to have them do it. And they said the cost of putting a tree in, at least there at Augustine's, is almost the same cost as the tree.
Yeah.
So if you buy a $600 tree, you're gonna pay $600 for the fill and the equipment and delivery and all that.
Yep.
So we wanted to do it ourselves. And we got smaller trees, but, I had a little river birch that I got at a conference from my garden club. It's now gotta be 8 feet tall, And I think it's only been 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
It's grown pretty fast. I mean, maybe it was 10 years, but even so, it looks really nice now.
Yeah, good.
So.
I mean, yeah, I mean, they all start little, you know?
We're waiting, the anticipation that they come.
They all look healthy right now.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering, do we have any like community bulletin, like let's say if we are going to remove the tree for particular reason, right, like the pear, like preferred pear actually is invasive species.
Right.
And so, like, people can find out, like more information about, okay, the reason we are replacing the tree, and so they won't feel like, oh, well, like, we are taking down, or the city is taking down the tree without any reasons.
Right, well, that's true too, yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised at how many people, when they submit applications for trees, they want the pears. And
Really?
yeah, because, I
Well,
mean,
they were a big deal.
they were very popular.
Whoever designed
Yeah, I
the
mean,
Academy Green
and,
put
well,
it.
they're fast growing, they flower very pretty.
Spring.
They have a nice fall foliage, they've got a nice shaped canopy.
Yes.
They have all of those nice things, but they're invasive and, and so we
And
tell,
apparently they get damaged, like they're very,
they're very
I don't know if they're
susceptible.
brittle or
Yeah,
what, but they're.
they're
Susceptible to
soft,
wind
very,
damage.
yeah, they're susceptible, so, we tell people, sorry, we don't plant those. What? No, we won't plant one of those for you, if that's what you want, you have to, but we don't recommend them.
Yeah.
And once we explain to them, they understand it, but yeah, I mean, they're still out there, you can still buy them.
Yeah, and there's other
It's very
beautiful
nice.
Yeah.
trees.
I mean, it's shaped nice.
Yes.
Yeah,
Blossoms nice in the spring, and like you said, the fall foliage is
Yeah.
nice.
There's an improved version of it called the chandelier, like the pear, just like it's going to be round.
oh,
Supposedly it's very, I think most of people think because of the pear tree will go up,
right,
and that's why like it's good to be street trees, but two things is they cross breed, like they will, like they cross breed, so it's not like if you plant the pear next to the apple, you won't see any apples.
right,
Yeah, so you just like, that's one of the things, like why they are called invasive species, so that they cross breed, and the briefer, the one, in the Academy, they are briefer.
Yes.
So it's just like, it's easy to break and very fragile, and
right.
so it might easily to damage, so it's not good for, if it become bigger, then like it might.
I mean, they've looked great for many years,
Right,
but I think it was 40 years ago, 30 to 40 years ago, they were put in. And now
that
they're
long
starting,
ago,
I think so.
okay.
I wasn't involved then, but I
Okay.
think somebody told me it was 30 to
Okay,
40
well,
years
that would
ago.
probably make about, yeah, that's probably when they were popular, 80s.
Popular.
Yeah.
Popular until like some other states start banning, like
Some in the south, I
Yeah.
think some of the southern states were banning them.
Ohio. is
Yeah.
Like South Carolina, I think I read a few years
Yeah.
ago.
Well, I mean, what they do is they just reseed themselves and then they choke out, because they are so fast growing, they will choke out all the other, the good woods, the hardwoods and things like that. They aren't able to get the nutrients or the light or whatever to
Yeah.
grow, because they're a slower growing tree. That's what makes them invasive. So.
You've got one in money.
You do? It probably looks beautiful.
It's
I'm
not.
just gonna shut the meeting down.
Okay,
I'm adjourning the meeting.
did we actually have an adjournment? I'm not sure.
Well, we had to have a different quorum and then start.
What is a quorum?